Good morning, viewer. Welcome to our fosaactvindia7548. Here's the breaking news. Yes, Xi Jinping sends warning to anyone who questions China's zero COVID policy. China's top leader Xi Jinping has issued the strongest warning ever against anyone who questioned the country's zero COVID policy, as stringent, frequent lockdowns fuel public discontent and all a devastating blow to the Chinese economy. At a meeting chaired by Xi on Thursday, the ruling Communist Party Supremo Politburo Standing Committee vowed up and stubbornly adhered to the general policy of dynamic zero COVID and resolutely fight against any words and act that distorted, doubt, or deny our country's epidemic prevention policy. This is the first time Xi, who according to state media made an important speech at the meeting, has made public remarks about China's battle against COVID since public furor erupted over the harsh lockdown in Shanghai. Our prevention and control strategy is determined by the party's nature and mission. Our policy can stand the test of history. Our measures are scientific and effective, the seven-member committee said, according to government news agency Xinhua. We have won the battle to defend Wuhan, and we will certainly be able to win the battle to defend Shanghai, it said. The standing committee also demanded cadres have a profound, complete and comprehensive understanding of the policies set by the party's central leadership. We should resolutely overcome the problems of inadequate awareness, inadequate preparation, and insufficient work, and resolutely overcome contempt, indifference, and self-righteousness in our thing. It's to analysts who have long observed Chinese politics. The stern wording is a sign that there has been internal pushback against Xi's zero COVID policies from within the party. This language should be read as a direct criticism of unspecified local CCP leaders who have questioned the policies at the center or who have been insufficiently successful in applying them, wrote David Bandurski, co-director of the China Media Report. And it is difficult not to hear this farce about self-righteousness condemnation of leaders in Shanghai, in particular Bandurski today. Over the past 5 weeks, many Shanghai residents have taken to social media to call for help and vent their anger over severe food shortage and lack of access of medical care. Some protested from their windows, banging pots and pans and shouting in frustration. Others even clashed with police and health workers in the streets, a rare scene in the country where dissent in is routinely suppressed. The grave economic fallout has also drawn concern from economists and business executives, especially given Shanghai's roles as the country's leading financial center and a major manufacturing and shipping hub. In April, Chinese service sectors, which accounts for more than half of the nation's GDP and over 40% of its employment, contracted at the second sharpest pace on record, while the manufacturing sectors also strong. And as Omicron spreads in other parts of China, more local governments are imposing swift lockdowns in response to just a handful of cases in Beijing, where more than 500 cases have been reported since April 20. Many fear of a Shanghai-style lockdown and authorities roll out increasingly restriction. But the latest statement from the country's top leaders has made it clear that the Chinese government is doubling down its approach of relying on swift lockdowns, mass testing, and quarantine to squash the highly transmissible Omicron variant for the foreseeable future. Wu Kuyang, a political analyst in Beijing, and he said, since April, the question over how the government should deal with the country's worst outbreak since Wuhan has evolved into a part struggle within the party. Firstly, it is a struggle over whether it should choose dynamic zero COVID or more flexible approach to fight COVID. And secondly, it is also a struggle over whether to make our COVID control or economic growth the priority, we said. And the latest statement, it is clear that Xi has speak the former in both struggles. According to Wu, Xi has put his personal stamp on Chinese zero COVID strategy, with state media often reporting that he has personally commanded and made arrangement for the country's fight against the pandemic. In the sense, zero COVID has been an unquestionable, unchallengeable policy that is closely tied to his political authorities, and therefore there will be no flexibility when it comes to its implementation. Who said? Beyond the report, fosaactvindia7548.